Wife is a wreck after her affair, begging to spend Christmas at our house but I don't want her to. I have been with my soon-to-be ex-wife since we were 19. We married at 23 and had 3 great kids and many memories that I will remember regardless of what is happening. We're now both 43 and have been married for 20 years. I'm an entrepreneur and my wife is a paralegal if that matters. I bring in a good amount more than she does. We've never had issues in our marriage with infidelity, abuse, financial problems, or lack of sex. She always seemed extremely happy with me and me with her. So discovered her affair a few months ago. In this state you need to be living separately before divorce proceedings can begin. My wife was not really acting different, just her normal happy self. I did notice she spent more time texting her girlfriends and being more guarded with her phone. I then decided to snoop around. What I found was flirtatious and sexting messages between her and a dude who works at her firm, who I may add is not very attractive at all and is packing the pounds and is about 10 years older than us. The affair was apparently only emotional with a few kisses, but I don't buy that bullshit. When confronted, I told her that she will be leaving the home so we can start on divorce proceedings, only to be met with waterworks and screaming. I chose to confront her in our room and did not expect to have that big of an outburst as our 16-year-old daughter heard her. Told her I knew everything. Her crying saying nothing happened and she doesn't want to be without me. I held it together even though I was absolutely heartbroken. The love of my life and the mother of my children talking and probably fucking some jackass who is also married. I also notified his wife, which he thanked me for and just seemed utterly broken. Hopefully that woman leaves the douche. He just seemed to charm my wife. She complained to him about the lack of attention and affection I showed her, with him telling her everything she wanted to hear. The sexting and flirting just ripped my heart out. All she has confessed to is kissing, but her word is obviously not worth shit. She begged and pleaded for counseling, but I told her I want to be separated before I consider anything. I've been thinking divorce this whole time and just want this whole thing over with. She has sent me apology letters and love notes which I just don't think I can read anymore. I just can't go back to her. Our youngest daughter, who is 16 and the only one who still lives at home, has taken it the hardest. She doesn't want anything to do with her mother at the moment and their contact is limited. She found out about the affair cause her mother told her, maybe out of fear that I was going to tell. Didn't really plan on it. I don't think I could have gotten over this without her support. She really is the light of my life and having her support me has made this so much easier. She may be as beautiful as her mom on the outside, but she is remarkable on the inside. She is against me reconciling and has informed me that a friend of hers mom has the hots for me and to possibly pursue it after our divorce. My wife has been living with her parents and is apparently not doing well. She texts me often but I am usually short with my responses. I have told her I wanted a divorce but she acts as if she's in denial and doesn't understand what I'm saying. Just today I received a text from her begging to have Christmas dinner at our house because all our children will be there and she wants to see me. I don't want her to be there. It's her house as well, but she destroyed everything. I believe that me seeing her will not be good for me. I may want to take her back afterwards. I'm lucky I've had a support system throughout this. Just how could she do this to me? She threw everything away and I was a good husband. Took care of her needs, provided for the family, took care of my appearance. Don't smoke, don't drink often. I don't want her anymore. The woman I knew was gone the moment she decided to throw it all away. Thanks for reading this long rant. Happy holidays for those who are celebrating and for those who aren't. I still hope this time of the month brings joy to you all. All of us are just going through tough shit. My wife cheated on our 10-year anniversary. My wife and I were married 10 years ago yesterday. She has been working on a big project for the last few months. The last 4 weeks or so she has been putting in extra time, staying late, going in early to finish up by deadline. This is a career maker for her. I work construction. With the rain we have had, we have crazy hours trying to make up time that we missed. So I work 12 hours on the days with nice weather, sometimes a little longer. If it's raining when I get up, I don't go in. Some days we get sent home when it starts, because it's too dangerous. I usually hit the gym for an hour or two. Thursday we started at 6 a.m. Mid-morning it starts to rain hard. We go home, I go to the gym as usual. I cut the workout short and head downtown to see my wife Megan, to give her flowers and make plans for dinner that night if possible. We really haven't seen much of each other this week. I went to bed at about 9 p.m. She wasn't home. She called earlier telling me she is working late, not unusual for the past month. I stopped and got some flowers and went into her building about 12:30. Nicole was at the receptionist desk. I told her I got here later than I wanted, and asked her if she could put the flowers on Megan's desk. She said, I don't think they went to lunch yet, why not drop them off yourself? She buzzed the door to get back to the offices. The place was deserted. I went to her office, and the door was closed. I always walk in unless the receptionist tells me she is in a meeting. I walk in and some guy is standing behind her nuzzling her neck. She is reaching back over his head. She is giggling, saying we got to get this done. I am gut punched. I slammed the flowers down, said happy anniversary and walked out. I didn't hear what she said, just went past Nicole and said goodbye and left. Made it to elevators and out the building, then my phone started ringing. I bawled my eyes out all the way home. Went into the garage, pulled my camping gear out of the rafters and took off. I drove about 2 hours to a state park. I had no idea what to do. I just had to run. I hiked a trail we have been on in the past. I don't drink much, so I had no booze. I just sat there thinking. Looking back, I am glad I was in a rush. Normally I bring a 45 ca with me camping. We have black bears, which generally scare off, but get aggressive if hungry or if there is cubs around. The way I was feeling, I might have ate the barrel that night. My phone was blowing up from Megan, so I had turned it off. I left the park to get reception and turned it on to see my good friend called. I called him back. He said Megan called him to check on me, make sure I didn't do anything stupid. We talked a bit, told him I got to think this through, and would catch up on Friday. So while I am thinking about this, I go over our marriage from the beginning to see what I missed. We come from completely opposite backgrounds. My grandfather raised me with my mom. He taught me about life. He had a little saying about everything. He told me marriage would be the hardest job I'll ever had. You had to work on it every day. God, I miss him. We did not have much. Heard mom and grandpa having many discussions about bills. They worked hard, and my brother and I did not miss out on anything we knew of. Megan was born into money. Not overly rich, but very comfortable. Went to a great college. Always great clothes, new car, etc. And she is beautiful. I would joke with her if she coughed about the silver spoon getting stuck in her throat. We met, hit off, started dating. I was dumbfounded how such a woman would ever be with me. We dated quite a while before she told me about her parents and lifestyle. Our friends called us the model couple, because they thought we were so good looking that we had to be models. Families were not as kind. Afraid of the differences economically would come into play. Her dad and I started to get along, but my mom took some convincing. She graduates, gets her first job. We plan on getting married. We work out between us that we would expose each other to our lives that we live. I took her whitewater rafting. She took me to the symphony. We went ziplining. We went to an art opening, etc. We agreed we had to experience the other's interests. She was really enthused about the more physical things we did. I kinda liked the symphony and such. I own 2 tuxes now. I look back and do not see any red flags. Her first 2 jobs she quit because the men all tried to get in her pants. She was paraded out in front for photo ops. Invited to conferences when other newbies were not. At dinner at a conference, a partner tried to get her drunk, then tried to force himself into her room that night. She quit. The next job for the same thing. This 3rd job has women as some of the partners, and none of that BS is in her workplace. She seems very happy. We seemed very happy. So now, Friday, I am home. I called her, asked where she was, back at work. I, being in a smart-ass mood, said that the marriage is taking second place to her job. She responded since I would not talk, what was she to do? Fair enough. She will be home in an hour. So I wait. I want to save our marriage. If I am lacking in providing, then I want to fix it. I want to ask why, of course, but I cannot accept I don't know answer. How do I phrase this? What else should I be asking? I know I will get all emotional and forget everything, so over the next few days we will be going over and over this. What she did is wrong, but please no degrading comments. She is still my wife. Thank you in advance.